So one of the most important skills in life, I think, is just learning how to do, pattern recognition. And you take, for example, Formula One racing, you have speeds that can easily reach 160 miles an hour. The car in front of you makes the slightest move, maybe he's just scratching his nose or maybe he's about to um, make a move and pass somebody. So it's really important at that speed to really think about pattern recognition from an assessment standpoint. And when we're thinking about like the financial markets, economic shifts, the way I like to describe it to clients is like, there's like three primary phases in having a baby. Their first phase and the third phase are pretty self-explanatory, but the second phase is kind of like the beginning of the end. So like that first contraction comes in, then you're kind of starting to think, well, this is getting serious now, and you're looking at how quickly the next contraction arrives, and does the intensity change. And of course, in a normal pattern, you would see over the course of time the frequency of the contractions shortens, so it happens earlier and earlier in the cycle, and then the intensity of the contraction gains intensity. And so, when you're looking at cycles, if you're aware of what the computer is saying about that particular cycle, it's a lot easier to pick up data that confirms, that the cycle is activated, and then you can watch pattern recognition, how things change. So like for example, the war cycle turns up in 2014, focus is Ukraine, but you literally wait till 2022 for confirmation, which is kind of like a contraction that the war cycle is activated. And then you've got 2026, United States and Iran. So another confirmation, another contraction, if we're using this analogy of a pregnancy. And the intensity is ratcheting up as well. So these are all, pattern recognition techniques that are pointing to the cycle of a broader world war kind of a conflict. So pattern recognition is something that we need to get good at in order to survive and thrive in the future. Thanks for listening.